my package from a car, and this guy took my package off a porch. But what they don't realize is this is the final glitter bomb. Glitter bomb 5.0. And for the final year when you lift the lid,
what the f
glitter
is
is
this?
delivered by drones.
Yo, you might like 7-Up or Sprite.
5 years ago, when these two stole a $6 package from my porch, little did they know that singular act, on an otherwise unremarkable lovely spring morning, would set in motion a series of events that would unleash buckets of glitter in the homes of would-be porch pirates nationwide, and eventually lead to the takedown of a $60 million international crime ring. So today, not only will I show you what happens when you combine autonomous drones and glitter, and then what happens when you get into a chess match with a bunch of car thieves, but I'll end the whole series with an update on what happened to those massive scam call centers we infiltrated and exposed in India. Now, if you're new here, the 10-second recap is that after that was stolen from my house, the police wouldn't do anything about it.
Robin Substance 100K, that's fire, bro. You're amazing.
So at that point, I knew that to avenge the theft, I was gonna have to use my engineering skills to go full Home Alone. And seeing how this is the final glitter bomb video, I think it's worth a brief recap of how the box design has naturally evolved over the years. Out of the gate in year one, it was a simple concept where when you took the lid off the bait package, this cup would spin, unleashing a pound of the world's finest glitter. And then hidden inside to record all the action, we had 4 phones, plus a canister of fart spray in an effort to encourage the thief to get rid of the box. So we could retrieve it. And that went pretty well, so we spent the entire next year working on
They're doing way too much, but this is fire. This is cold.
Version 2.0.
We're watching trying to steal packages and they're trolling them.
And drastically improve the formula, which ended up nearly killing.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it eventually. Wallahi, eventually.
We also switched to biodegradable glitter and added a meaningless countdown. 4. And some fake police chatter.
Seems the package may be in motion as well.
Just to make things more exciting. Then for year 3, we doubled the fart spray canisters once again to a total of 4 and added a handle the thief would be tempted to grab, which we covered in that super stinky mousetrap goop. And for the previous 2 years, the package thieves would often shove the lid back on right away, which covered up the cameras. So we added these posts near the top of the box that would passively pop out, which made it impossible to put the lid back on once you'd removed it.
14, 13.
We also added flashing police lights and
broke
charging contacts so we could keep the whole box fully charged until the moment it was stolen. Then for Glitter Bomb 4.0, as soon as you touch the lid, it would get shot straight up into the air, compliments of these 2 boxing gloves attached to pneumatic pistons. We also added an actual car horn to make things more exciting and redesigned the cup so that by using the centrifugal force generated from spinning, you could passively get 3 chances to shoot some glitter instead of losing it all in one single shot. Then for the porch, we built a fake planter box that would slide over and hide the package at night, so the homeowners wouldn't have to worry about bringing it in, and we were guaranteed to get it stolen in the day when the light was better. And all of that brings us to year 5, Glitter Bomb 5.0. I knew this was going to be last year, so I decided to go for broke and attempt the biggest redesign to date. And this is a terrible idea.
I just want to see, no, I don't give a fuck. I just want to see niggas steal that shit.
A much higher risk of failure in the field, but then we took it one step further by designing a sister box that could be used for a car break-in. Since I live near San Francisco, which is the smash and grab capital of the world, 2 years ago we went right into the lion's den, which placed the box in a somewhat alarming predicament.
What the f?
Tempting, it seemed irresponsible
to
have
way
a
too much
couple drones
work.
flying around inside a moving vehicle, so this box could be triggered remotely via text message and can activate the fart spray without needing to be opened. And then right before the nozzles kick in, this 360 cam pops up to cover all the action. And if at any
You know that they had to test this out like 3 or 4 times, so they basically had to make it like 20 times.
point the camera senses
Yeah, they're doing all of this just to troll,
just like
just
one
to
of those
troll.
fancy hood ornaments, it will retract itself back inside the box.
Just
About
to
10
troll.
months of designing, building, and testing, we set them out on a bunch of porches and in a bunch of cars, and we waited. And we didn't have to wait long.
These niggas are funny.
Brand new in the box, bro. It's your guys' now. Huh. Check it out. This is mine now, homie. This is nice, homie. I forgot exactly what happened.
These brothers are so broke. Oh my god.
13, 3, 2, 1. Activation complete.
No way. Oh, it's so funny.
3, 2,
Oh my god, it's too funny.
activation complete.
Look at them. Look how scared they are.
Sequence initiated.
And I really appreciate the hustle from these guys, especially because when all is said and done, they just decide to make this their neighbor's problem.
That's so.
This next box, as you can see, it was completely destroyed and the phones were gone. But thanks to those blazing T-Mobile network speeds, we were able to recover the following footage from the cloud.
But our neighbor here, put it down a little. Our neighbor here, the other camera. Actually, rather give it to you for Christmas.
Yeah. No way.
What? The new one, huh?
Yeah, it's the
Okay,
new version.
can we just leave it in the car for now?
Yeah, we'll leave it in the car for
Because
now.
we're not trying to.
Bring attention to it.
Not so that didn't.
What? They're thinking of a whole plan to bring it into their house and everything.
So they eventually took this home and were apparently pretty upfront with their kids about where they got it from.
It's a VR. Really what it is, it has the handles and everything. So they go for like $1.
Keep it. They can get another one.
Nah, these is broke.
Make money, or you can give it back.
I don't want to open it. You want to open it?
Let's open it. Oh my god, it's
Mom!
Oh my god. They think it's a Mom!
And in addition to porches, just like in years past, we placed some boxes by group mailboxes, so that way we could track the number of Good Samaritans that will call the number on the box from year to year.
It's for me?
and for you.
Yay!
Yeah.
Alright, this is so loud.
Scam, I do it. It's a f***ing scam. F*** you, YouTubers.
Look at that little baby.
That they do it to scam
15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9,
Yeah, they didn't know about how it's a scam, but he stole that.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activation complete.
Look, it was a
Initiated.
look, it was a.
The past 2 years, I've experimented with placing a glitter bomb in a parked car up in San Francisco because it's considered the car breaking capital of the world. And things are so bad now, it's not even just the parked cars that are getting targeted. They average 73 car break-ins per day.
What? The reached in that.
Glitter bomb in a parked car up in San Francisco.
You're not
because
safe.
It's considered the car breaking capital of the world.
I would have reversed. I would have put in the brake, put it, bang, reverse on that. Are you crazy?
And things are so bad now, it's not even just the parked cars that are getting targeted. They average 73 car break-ins per day, and at this point, people have resorted to just leaving their doors wide open, hoping the thieves can verify for themselves that there's no valuables inside, so they won't smash the glass just to check. And for the past 2 years, while we did get the glitter bomb stolen,
That's
all
so
we could really do
sad.
was just play an alarm sound so they throw them out, because they never actually opened them in the car. And after doing some research, it turns out there's a reason for that. It's actually a fairly organized system called a fencing operation, where the cars will go out in groups, and then immediately afterwards, they'll bring it to a middleman who will pay cash in exchange for the most valuable things they
Nah,
steal,
this is
like
crazy.
laptops. But the gut punch is that important documents like a passport or pictures or plane tickets don't really hold value for the thieves, so they just get thrown in the trash. And now that we knew they didn't plan
That's
on
so
opening the in the car, we designed the nozzles to poke through the lid so that even if they just threw it in the back seat, once the proximity sensor on the bottom registered it was stolen and the box texted us, we could track them using the embedded GPS, and a simple text message back would raise the camera and activate the fart spray for 2 minutes straight. So we headed up to the city and placed our modified car
God.
box nice and visible
Oh
in the
yeah,
car
if they stole
and
your
commenced stakeout. And you can see this
Would've
first
been up
black
to
car
you.
rolls up, and this guy gets out and spots
Good night,
it, but
Joshi.
doesn't
Thank you for the
and
help,
then
by
a
the way,
little while
bro.
later, this beige car rolls up, and he sees it too, and the same thing happens. Then not too long after that, this white car rolls up, and once again, they clearly see the box, but they just leave it sitting right there without even breaking a window. And after observing all this, our best guess was that it was the size of the box that was spooking them, so we removed the heart and all the other critical components from the large box and placed them into
This
a
is
smaller
crazy.
box. And while it occupied a smaller footprint, it maintained all the same functionality of the bigger box while still looking like an enticing item to steal. So the next day, we put it back out on the street, but this time someone came by and actually smashed the window. Only we didn't see them leave with the box. And our
What?
working assumption was that he just wasn't able to open the door to take it, but when we checked the footage, it told a different story. Not only did he
What was
once
he
again
doing?
intentionally not steal a smaller box, but the real reason for breaking the small window was to pull the back seat down and check the trunk. Which means if you take nothing else away from this video, you should know putting your luggage in the trunk is not a solution to keep it from getting stolen. The reason they break these little windows so often, but it seems like nothing is missing, is because they're pulling down the seat to quickly check what's hidden from view in the
Yo, these is slick. I can't leave nothing in my f***ing car.
trunk. And at this point, it was pretty disappointing, but we realized they'd adapted. Word must have gotten out from stealing our glitter bombs in previous years that a juicy looking box like this sitting out in plain sight
I have a
is
spot
nothing but
right
trouble.
here. Oh,
and as an
no.
engineer, I
That's not
never
good.
claim to have all the answers, but I know the process to get all the answers. And that's trying and failing and tweaking over and over again.
I'm hungry.
So while we did have a couple useless car boxes and a busted window, we also knew their MO, which meant we now had a plan. And that plan was to shrink the box down even further to fit it in the backpack. That did mean we had to make some compromises, like losing the camera and reducing the fart spray reservoir down to this improvised pouch. But to make sure that it was still adequate, we
Yeah, what we
sprayed it
eating?
on
I'm
this
hungry.
chair,
Can you order
and
me
not
some
only
food?
did it still last for 2 minutes,
Can you
but
order
we
me some
left
food,
that
please?
chair outside to
Give me
air out
anything.
and confirmed a few days later, it was
No
still
dairy.
in real bad shape. So with
Please.
renewed hopes, we once
Thank
again
you.
hit the streets, this time with 2 backpacks in 2
Anything.
separate cars parked
Anything.
in 2 different spots. And as fate would have
Thank
it,
you.
they both got hit within about 5 minutes of each other.
Is it that easy to break open a f***ing car
Within
window?
about 5 minutes of each other.
Love you, Joshi.
Once again, you could see their check in the trunk.
It's a tool. They have an actual tool, and they're just like what,
And
like
there's 2
it.
interesting things to point out here. Number
Oh
one,
my
if you look at the
God.
jacket on this guy and compare it to the jacket from the previous break-in, you can see it's the same guy, suggesting they probably work the same routes, which means they probably recognize regularly parked cars versus a new visiting car. So I felt especially honored that a trained
what the
professional like fell for our backpack, even if it was possibly in a desperate attempt just to find a belt. And number 2, you can see just how quickly it all happens, even breaking the glass. The thing with tempered glass is it's really hard to break, until it isn't. And while this guy looks like Iron Man here, just casually pushing his hand through, what you don't see on his palm embedded in the glove is a sharp ceramic chunk or a spike of hardened steel, sort of like this.
Oh.
And as you can see here, if you have the right tool to concentrate the force on a really small point, it safely crumbles to nothing almost instantly. But more importantly than all that, now we had both boxes registering they'd been stolen while we tracked them both on their embedded GPS, watching as they made their way around, stopping periodically to hit more cars.
Nah, this insane operation. You know that.
And after they each drove
Who the
around
f*** is
for
Mark Robber? Is it him? Yeah, he's a dope. Yeah, this guy's
about
cold.
10 minutes, we
This-
sent the command
this guy's cold. I
to
can't let this
commence
guy's cold.
Operation Air Freshener. And unfortunately, because we had to condense everything down so small sort of last minute, the mic was in the same small box as the pump. So we don't know exactly what was said, but what we do know is that about 90 seconds after the pump started,
That means throw that shit out of the car.
they tossed the whole bag from the car. And the best part about this is that outside the backpack, the pump and spray are actually really quiet. So the only possible way they could have located the source is if they sniff their way to the answer. And as our test showed, they'll continue sniffing it for weeks. And in the second car,
That's so
it was a nearly
dirty.
identical outcome.
I'm not doing it. I put that for me.
Only in this case, because the pump ran a little quieter at one point, we got to hear them close in on the source.
Hold on, what is that?
And about 20 seconds later, their backpack met the exact same
And they
fate
drove
as
off.
the first.
Nah, these
So
is
to
so
wrap up, I'll just say that
broke.
year over year, we've seen a decreasing number of package steals and a steadily increasing number of Good Samaritans. And maybe people are becoming more considerate, or perhaps everyone just knows what a glitter bomb looks like now, but I love the idea that at some point, someone's package wasn't stolen because a would-be porch pirate remembered these videos and had second thoughts. One thing that's not conjecture, however, is after so many of you actively shared our video where we infiltrated and glitter bombed those
56
3
mil.
terrible scam call centers in India, it got the attention of some international law enforcement agencies, and from the
Loki, that's fair.
Man, you say me and gang really feel like Fabs, cause right now all of the gang get busy. Ain't got time for a bitch, and got one bitch on my mind and her name Lizzie. Stepping the thing, gonna make that pop stop, whipping that coke not fizzy. UK you and I listen to ye, I go to my G and I say you're twizzy.